back! Today we're going to be making 3 DIY ornaments and decorations that all center around paper pages from books. Now recently I got this book, which is quite thick, and I only got it for the cover and how beautiful it was. So I decided that I was going to make it into one of these secret books that have the space in between, and instead of getting rid of all the pages, I kept them. And I was recently on Pinterest and I saw a whole bunch of really pretty ornaments and decorations made out of paper, so I decided to make them and share them with you. And it's quite simple. You only need a few things. So the first decoration that I'm going to show you how to make is this simple little box. What it is this little origami box. It's super cute. It requires about 8 pages to make one box. Now you can make it so that it's exposed on the bottom so you don't have to include the bottom part, but I figured that if you're going to make this as a little tiny present and give it to somebody, and if you want to put something in it, you totally can. So what you're going to need for this project is, to start off, you're going to need some sheets of your paper from the book, which I have pre-cut into 2 different sizes. Now you're going to need 4 of each size to make both the top and the bottom, and to make the top, you want to make your sheet of paper, depending on the size that you have, which what I had here to work with, I made about a 9 centimeter, and then to make the bottom smaller, you're going to be needing about an 8.5 centimeter, just so that everything will fit. To cut your sheets of paper, you will be needing either a ruler, which you're going to be needing anyways to measure everything, and some scissors, or to get an even more precise cut, what I have here is a scrapbooking cutter board that just makes everything perfect because it is all lined up. You will be needing a pencil to make all of your markings on the paper, as well as some ribbon to wrap it up at the end. Now you can take some fishing wire and line that up to hang it off of something, or you can just use ribbon to do the same. So let's begin. So we're going to start off with our first sheet, and what you want to determine is whether you want certain words facing up, so check both of the sides and see if there's any cool quotes or if there's any words that you want to be along the edge of your box, and start by doing that. So once you decide, what you want to be doing is having your sheet of paper facing upwards so the words you can read properly, and then you want to fold it in half. So since I want this side right here to be shown, I'm going to take it and I'm going to fold it in half this way, watching very closely to make sure that all of my lines match up and are perfect. So once you have folded that, and I like to do it nice and firm, you're going to take this half right here, the top half, and you're going to fold it in half, again, meeting up with that first line. And make sure that everything is nice and taut. Now what you're going to do after that is you're going to take it and you're going to fold it together like this. And once you do that, unfold it. And what I like to do is I like to unfold it and to fold it the opposite way to make sure that the next step is easier for myself. So unfold it again, and we're going to be taking this corner and folding it in to this corner. Now, it may be the case that your sheet is not exactly a perfect square, and that is fine. It doesn't have to be a perfect square. Whatever you do is fine. So then take this and bend up this side, and what we're going to be doing now is the trickiest part. You have to make this corner right here meet up with this corner, while this corner and this corner fold downwards. It's probably easier if I show you rather than try to explain. So what I like to do is I like to hold it like this, and cross the corners, like that, and then fold it like that. So then fold along this edge and bend it like that. So what you are left off with is something that looks like a folded fortune cookie. Now you're going to be needing to make 4 of these, so I'm going to go ahead and make the other 3 and come back and show you what to do next. So now that we have all 4, they're going to kind of unfold a little bit. What we want to do is we want to take the first one, and what we want to do is underneath this first flap right here, we want to insert the next one underneath and slide it into place. So the corners should meet up. If they don't, it just means that your square isn't perfect, but that is okay. Mine are never perfect either. So then place it down flat, and then this flap, which we had originally folded over, you're gonna fold it over again, and you just made a complete corner. So take the next one, I will show you again, to unfold this little flap. It's okay if they come apart. They're kind of put together by aligning them underneath each other. So then take it, place it under, we can get that. I like to kind of sit mine down and read them their rights. I'm just kidding. Take it down, close up the first one, and then close up the second one. And look at that, we already have a pretty box. Now if you need to readjust some of the folds, go ahead, do that. This next one will be the trickiest, so pay attention. So we're going under again, and then we are going to fold it over, which is easy. And then this part right here, what I like to do is I like to close it up so it makes this little flap. And what we have to do is we have to put it underneath this one. If that makes any sense. So bring it up and under. Sorry if there's a shadow. So now we have to put this corner under this corner flap right there, and it's all going to fold together and mesh perfectly into a little box. It's probably easier if I show you rather than explain, because for the first time I did it, it was a little bit tricky. So take your corner, you may need to unfold a little bit, that's okay. Take it, place all of those underneath. Even this goes underneath this flap, and then just kind of fold it together. A little bit of wiggling may be necessary. That's okay. Everything will fit, everything will work, and it will make a perfect little box. And there we go. That's the first half of the box. It looks perfect. Now we're going to be doing the exact same with the bottom. It's just a little bit smaller, so you might have a little bit of a tougher time putting the bottom. Now if you want to give this as a gift, I would suggest putting a piece of tape right here, that way nothing falls out on both the bottom as well as the top. This is the top because it is the larger. Bottom and this is the top. I would suggest taping this little part down because it is sticking up and it's kind of coming out, as well as taping the bottom down because this is the bottom piece. Now this is the top, and look at this. They fit together like two gloves. There you go. Now if you'd like to wrap it up, now is when you bring in your ribbon and start by, I'm not very good at tying ribbons, so I apologize in advance for my shoddy craftsmanship. There is your little origami paper box. The second ornament that we're going to be making is this. It is a little styrofoam ball with little tiny paper circles on it that looks like, almost like a pine cone, I could say. I have not hot glued on the ribbon, but you can put any kind of ribbon that you want on here to hold it along the top. But I think it is really pretty, and I will show you how to make this. This one is probably the easiest out of all of them to make. So for the next ornament, which looks like a pine cone made out of paper without the string because I haven't put that on yet, you will be needing paper that's cut into little tiny 1-inch rounds. And to do this, you can either use scissors, or I have this awesome little scrapbooking tool that makes your little 1-inch rounds, and all you have to do is easily punch them out and it's perfect. It takes no time at all. And on one of these individual sheets, I got about 15 of the little circles. So I cut up about 12 sheets total to get this entire stack. So what you will also be needing is a little styrofoam ball. I'm not sure what size this is, but in order to fill up the ball to look like that, you're going to need about 70 of these circles, so adjust accordingly. You'll be needing a hot glue gun and extra little glue sticks. You can use white glue, but hot glue dries a whole lot faster, as well as some twine or any other ribbon that you would like to use. So let's begin. So now, just a warning, glue guns get super hot and you do not want to suffer a blister like mine, so be careful. Place your glue, just a tiny dab on every single one, and then place it right in the middle and press down. So now for every other one that you're going to be placing, you want to make sure that you can read it, and you're going to be placing it on top, making sort of like a crown around it. So then what you do is you're going to turn it over and then place glue along the top part right there. As you can see, we're going to place it, tiny little dab right there. And then continue on with the next one and go all the way around. And make sure that when you overlap it, it's only overlapping a small amount, like that. Now here's a tip. When you get to the last one, you want to peel back the first one just a tiny little bit. And the glue shouldn't be super set yet so that you can do it. So when you take your next one, you can just slide it under and everything can be glued back perfectly. And then need be, you take an extra little bit of hot glue and glue it back into place. There we go. That is one row complete. Now what we're going to be doing is taking the next row and placing it right in the middle so it kind of builds out like that. And continuing doing that for every single row up until we get to the top. So now we're going to take a piece of burlap, a little twine, and we are going to tie a little bow at the very end. Just a little knot. Tighten it as tight as you can without trying to undo it. There we go. And what we're going to do with this is just glue it on to the top of our ornament. Now you can either choose to put the little knot side down or the regular side down. I think I'm going to go with the knot side down. And there you go. There you have it, your own little ornament that looks super cute. So here's everything you're going to be needing for the third decoration, which is this little sparkly paper bulb right here. So I have pre-made one that has the paper already on it. That way it dries faster, because for this project you're going to be wanting to be using white glue rather than hot glue, because the plastic will melt, and if you get glass, it could shatter. So you will need plastic bulbs. I got a pack of 6 at Walmart for $5. You will also need your paper ripped up into tiny little bits. The smaller they are, the better. The larger they are, you will get little ripples where the paper will not lie flat. So I suggest smaller pieces of. Then you will also be needing a paintbrush. I found that this was the easiest method to paint on the glue and to paint it on over top, as well as all the glitter you could want. For this one I saw on Pinterest that they had clear glitter, and the Martha Stewart glitter at Michael's was 18 bucks, but the kids glitter, which is also clear, which is the kind that I saw in the picture, was $5 for all of this, which is about 4.5 ounces. But if you don't want to go out and get that, the dollar stores sell packages like this, which has the clear glitter, the holographic glitter, silver, purple, and 2 types of black. And if you want, you can decorate the top of the bulb, the little metal part, with other silver glitter. Here I have some coarse silver glitter and some very fine glitter. And that is it. You will also be needing some newspaper because this one is a little bit more messy than the previous. So let's get started. So what I'm going to start by doing is taking out the little top part. It's easy. You just pull it out and you can easily pop it back in afterwards. Pick some of the glue up and just kind of start layering it on. You want to go kind of thick because you want to make sure that the paper sticks and stays in place. So just do smaller sections at first, and then once you're done, you can always add more. So then take some of your smaller bits, so this is probably as large as I would go, and start with like round surfaces that get right up nice and close to the very brim of it. Now what I like to do is I like to take a little bit of the glue over top and just kind of press it down and press it into place. Make sure that all of the edges are firmly packed down. Now that it is done, you want to set it away to dry for a little bit. You could do the sparkles right now, but what I suggest doing is letting the glue dry and then making sure that all the spaces are completely covered and coming back, and if you need to fix anything, you can, and that way you don't already have to work with the sparkles on it. So, set it away to dry, potentially overnight, but mainly for a few hours so that everything can firm up and be at least semi-dry for the next layer. So as the last one dries, I've pre-made this one and it's already dry, ready to go. So what we are going to do is we are going to be taking our clear sparkles and putting them all over. So the way that I found this to be the easiest to apply them is to just take your paintbrush again with the same white glue and just kind of brush it all over. Also, by waiting to do this and letting the bottom layer dry, you're not readjusting the paper at all, which is great. You do not want to do that. Okay, once it is slathered in your glue, you want to take your sprinkles, sparkles, whatever, and I like to open just the one little thing because you want to control it as you're pouring it out, and make sure that you're pouring it not onto the glue. You want to be able to repurpose the sparkles, sorry. Just kind of shake it onto there. Go, a nice even coating of your clear sparkles. Now you're going to want to set this one aside to dry. I would suggest leaving this one on the newspaper, that way it's easier to clean up the extra sparkles that fall off. Now also, you can tap it now, but wait till it dries, that way anything extra that didn't dry completely will fall off, and that way you're not messing up anything with the glue underneath. So I just cleaned up my workspace of all the sparkles. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the silver parts of these little caps with the glue. And I'm going to apply fine silver glitter because I think that'll look so cool with these. And that is exactly what it looked like in the picture online. And that's it, the 2 ornaments and the decoration that I made out of book pages. I hope you enjoyed, and I hoped that maybe you will recreate this yourself. I mean, I love the pictures on Pinterest, but I would love to see your recreations. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time for another DIY. Bye!